Assess your surroundings immediately after the time machine crash. The Devonian air contains more oxygen than you're used to, which can make you dizzy. Get out of your damaged time machine quickly. The ancient atmosphere is highly flammable, and any electrical sparks could cause an explosion. Look for high ground within the first 5 minutes. The Devonian period is known for sudden flash floods that can sweep away everything in their path. You must stay away from the towering proto-trees surrounding you. These primitive plants are unstable and frequently collapse under their own weight. Gather any surviving equipment from your time machine. The technology won't work here, but metal and glass components can become vital tools. Watch for movement in the vegetation. While land animals are small in this period, some arthropods have grown to dangerous sizes. Shield your eyes when looking up. The ozone layer hasn't fully formed yet, making the sun's UV radiation extremely dangerous. Find a water source within the first hour, but avoid stagnant pools. These often contain toxic levels of minerals from the primitive plant life. You need to construct a shelter away from the proto-forest edge. Falling trees can crush anything within a 100-foot radius. Create a spear using sharp debris from your crash. The local arthropods, while mostly herbivorous, can become aggressive if threatened. Test any potential food sources with extreme caution. The plant life in this period is highly toxic to modern humans. Build your shelter against rock formations rather than trees. The rocks provide protection from both falling vegetation and UV radiation. You must keep your fire small and controlled. The oxygen-rich atmosphere means flames can spread explosively through the vegetation. Collect water during morning hours when dew forms on plants. The high mineral content of standing water can cause severe illness. Watch for signs of approaching storms. The Devonian atmosphere creates violent weather patterns that can develop within minutes. Create protective coverings for your skin using any available materials. The intense UV radiation can cause severe burns within hours. Stay alert for tremors in the ground. The unstable ancient continents experience frequent seismic activity that can trigger landslides. Mark your position relative to prominent landmarks. The landscape can change dramatically as proto-trees collapse and new ones grow. You should avoid any mushrooms or fungal growths. While some may look familiar, their ancient variants are likely to be lethal. Keep your shelter ventilated but protected. The higher oxygen levels can make enclosed spaces dangerous for breathing. Learn to identify the sound of falling trees. You'll have approximately 3 to 5 seconds to move once you hear the distinctive cracking. Create elevated storage for any food you gather. The ground is teeming with ancient insects that will quickly consume any organic matter. Your survival depends on maintaining a safe distance from any large arthropods. Even herbivorous species can crush you accidentally. Construct barriers around your camp using fallen vegetation. This helps protect against both predatory arthropods and toxic plant spores. Remember that modern survival skills need adaptation here. The alien environment requires new approaches to basic survival techniques. Survey your immediate crash site quickly. The Devonian air contains roughly 15% oxygen, lower than modern levels, but breathable. Move at least 100 meters from your damaged time machine. The quantum radiation discharge could be lethal within the first hour. You must find high ground immediately. The Devonian period experiences massive floods as primitive plants alter the landscape. Look for rocky outcrops or hillsides. Giant primitive trees called Archaeopteris can collapse without warning, crushing anything below. Your machete will be crucial for survival. The dense Devonian vegetation contains no edible fruits. You'll need to harvest plant cores. Construct your shelter against a rock face. The primitive atmosphere creates intense UV radiation that can cause severe burns. You must create a thick roof using overlapping fern fronds. The frequent acid rains of this period will dissolve exposed skin. Use your paracord to lash together a frame from fallen lycopside branches. These primitive trees are stronger than modern wood. Within the first 3 hours, collect water from flowing streams only. Stagnant pools harbor dangerous primitive bacteria. Boil all water for at least 10 minutes. The Devonian waterborne organisms are unlike anything your immune system knows. Your fire starter is precious. Keep it dry. The high oxygen levels mean fires will burn hotter and spread faster than you expect. Gather prototaxids, giant fungi that can reach 8 meters tall. These decomposers are your only reliable food source. Test each fungus carefully. Place a small piece on your tongue for 30 seconds. If it burns or numbs, discard immediately. Stay alert for arthropleura, giant millipedes up to 2 meters, 5 meters long. While herbivorous, they can crush limbs defensively. Your whistle may save your life. The sound can startle primitive amphibians like ichthyostega away from your camp. Create clear markers around your shelter using stripped branches. Early land predators had poor vision but excellent motion detection. You must maintain your fire constantly. The unfamiliar constellations make navigation impossible without a fixed reference point. Avoid all contact with early ferns. Their primitive chemical defenses can cause severe allergic reactions and respiratory distress. Build your sleeping platform at least 2 meters off the ground. The first land scorpions emerged in this period and were highly venomous. Check your body thoroughly every 4 hours. Early terrestrial parasites were large and aggressive, often burrowing into warm flesh. Your blanket is crucial for temperature regulation. The Devonian atmosphere creates extreme temperature swings between day and night. Never eat raw shellfish from tidal pools. The first land animals carried bacteria deadly to modern human digestive systems. Keep your shelter entrance small and elevated. Early amphibians were curious about warm spaces and could grow larger than humans. Within 72 hours, establish a smoke signal routine. Use wet lycopsid fronds at dawn and dusk when rescue teams are most likely searching. Remember, your modern immune system is your greatest weakness. Even minor cuts can become infected with prehistoric bacteria. Begin crafting a permanent shelter now that you've survived the initial crash. Your time machine wreckage can provide materials. Gather fallen branches from the giant prototaxets. These prehistoric fungi trees are surprisingly sturdy and resistant to rot. You must avoid the deadly spores released by disturbed prototaxites. Keep your face covered when handling any fungal material. Search for high ground near freshwater sources. The Devonian seas are rising and falling rapidly due to unstable climate patterns. Construct your shelter's frame using the sturdiest branches you can safely handle. Aim for a structure at least 6 feet tall. Your paracord will be essential for lashing together support beams. Create tight square lashings for maximum structural integrity. Layer smaller branches and broad leaves for walls. The prehistoric ferns in this period can provide excellent waterproof coverage. You need to create a raised sleeping platform immediately. The ground hosts countless dangerous arthropods during this period. Keep your fire starter dry at all costs. The humid Devonian atmosphere makes starting fires incredibly challenging. Forage carefully for food. While many plants are edible, some prehistoric species contain unknown toxins. Look for early seed ferns. These are generally safe to eat and provide crucial calories. Avoid anything with bright colors. The giant millipedes of this period are actually a good food source. They're slow-moving and contain substantial protein. You must learn to identify the deadly placoderms in water sources. These armored fish are highly territorial and dangerous. Create fishing spears from hardened wood. The abundant early fish species are easier to catch than their modern descendants. Your machete will be crucial for defense against giant arthropods. Keep it sharp using fine-grained river stones. Establish a daily routine of checking your shelter for invasive creatures. The local fauna is constantly seeking new territories. Collect rainwater whenever possible. The prehistoric atmosphere makes water sources more acidic than you're used to. You should maintain multiple water collection points. The frequent rains in this period are your most reliable water source. Create smoke signals using wet vegetation. The dense atmosphere will make your smoke visible for miles to other time travelers. Keep your blanket clean and dry. The spores and bacteria in this period could make fabric dangerous if left damp. Learn to read the primitive weather patterns. The lack of modern plants means storms develop and move differently. You must establish clear markers around your camp. The landscape changes rapidly due to aggressive plant growth. Store food elevated and sealed if possible. The countless arthropods will quickly find any exposed food sources. Practice using your whistle in specific patterns. Other time travelers may recognize modern emergency signals. Your survival depends on adapting to the constant humidity. Keep equipment maintained and watch for rapid mold growth. Monitor the sun's position carefully. The different atmospheric composition makes days appear longer than they are. Create backup tools immediately. Your modern equipment will degrade faster in the harsh Devonian environment. You should regularly check your body for parasites. The prehistoric insects are constantly seeking warm-blooded hosts. Maintain a perimeter of cleared ground around your shelter. The fast-growing vegetation can overwhelm structures within days. Remember that modern survival rules don't always apply here. The oxygen levels are different, affecting your endurance. Notice your equipment's power levels dropping steadily. The quantum stabilizers are failing after weeks of constant use. You must accept that the time drive crystals are beyond repair. Their distinctive blue glow has faded to a dull gray. Gather what remaining functional tools you have. The machete and fire starter will be crucial in these final days. Your blanket shows signs of deterioration from the acidic prehistoric atmosphere. Wrap it tightly to preserve warmth. Watch the giant proto-trees swaying ominously above. Their spores are becoming more concentrated as the season changes. You need to move your camp higher as the forest floor becomes increasingly unstable. The ancient roots are shifting. Construct a final shelter using fallen megafern fronds. Their waxy coating provides excellent water resistance. Your paracord remains strong. Use it to secure the shelter against the intensifying prehistoric winds. Listen carefully to the changing sounds of this ancient world. The whistling through primitive branches warns of storms. You must conserve your remaining energy. The atmospheric oxygen levels are slowly affecting your stamina. Record your observations of this remarkable period. Future scientists may one day find your notes. Watch for signs of the approaching extinction event. The sky holds a strange, reddish tinge at sunset now. Your fire starter sparks less reliably in the thickening air. Each flame is precious and must be carefully maintained. Study the movement patterns of the primitive fish in nearby waters. Their behavior indicates environmental changes. You find yourself oddly at peace among these ancient life forms. Their simple existence carries profound beauty. Notice how your body has adapted to this prehistoric environment. Your breaths are deeper, your movements more deliberate. The stars look different here, millions of years before human eyes would first gaze upon them. Your whistle produces strange echoes in this oxygen-rich atmosphere. Use it sparingly to preserve your breath. Feel the ancient soil beneath your feet. You are witnessing Earth's history in its raw, primal form. The time machine's casing has begun to crystallize, becoming one with the prehistoric landscape. Your final days here hold a strange serenity. You are part of Earth's story now, written in stone and time. Watch as primitive plants reach toward the ancient sun. Their slow dance has continued for millions of years. You sense the approaching changes in the air. The world is shifting, as it always has and always will. Rest beneath the towering proto-trees, their shadows painting patterns across the prehistoric ground. Your journey ends where life itself was still young. The eternal cycle continues, with or without you.